we're a bit behind with time. We are a bit behind with time. I have to apologize to that effect. The reason being is that there are so many things that I have in hand to clear off, you know, today, and that's what I was busy doing. Yeah. My apologies to late coming on the program this afternoon. As you can see, we are live right now on FFB, live FB on my platform directly. My name has not changed, Tokunbo Olagbaye. You can see from the head to here, what I do every time is dealing with people in the diaspora, how to regularize your status. When we talk of how to regularize your status, we're not talking about those who are in the UK alone. We're also talking about their relative who want to come and join them in the United Kingdom, or those who want to come on a visit to see what is happening within the realm of the United Kingdom. You know, and when we look at United Kingdom, we look at Scotland, you know, United Kingdom. We're looking at Wales as well as part of the United Kingdom. In fact, Northern Ireland, Belfast is part of the United Kingdom, you know. And so it is important when we're talking about how to regularize your status, we want everyone joining us to have it in mind that we're talking about the United Kingdom as a whole, comprises of all its subordinates. That's what we're talking of. So I have done cases for Northern Ireland, for Belfast, people living in Belfast, so it is not a new thing. This afternoon, there is still about how to regularize your status in the United Kingdom, but closely we're checking and looking into areas of how to go about your obtaining UK citizenship. How to go about obtaining UK citizenship. A lot of people do not know their rights and entitlements when it comes to obtaining a UK citizenship. So that is what I want to deal with today. Who can obtain UK citizenship? You see, UK passport is an identity. It is not the same thing as a citizenship. It's an ID card. It's a passport, like anybody carry passport. But before you can carry passport, red passport in the United Kingdom, you must have been recognized as a citizen of the United Kingdom before you can then proceed to apply for a British passport. So British passport is not automatic. There are things that you have to fulfill and you have to go through before you can then apply for a British passport. Could you let your friends and family know that we are now live this afternoon talking about immigration matters? So this is generally for everybody that needs assistance in terms of submitting an application to the Secretary of State or to his staff outside the United Kingdom. His staffs are entry clearance officers in the diplomat's office, either in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Gambia, in Jamaica, in Philippines, in Pakistan, in anywhere in the world that is not United Kingdom. That is where the Home Secretary staffs are based, which is Foreign Secretary being the head, and the chancellor, the British councillors are there. So today we're looking closely who can obtain British passport, can obtain UK citizenship rather. UK citizenship must be obtained before having British passport. And what are the things you will need before you get to that stage? A lot of people do not know, and as a result of that, they are lost in the realm of it and they could not get what they wanted. So join me this afternoon live right now in the United Kingdom. My name has not changed, Leah Tokunbo Olagbaye, on how to regularize your status in the United Kingdom. These are the things you can see that I do, where you can find me peacefully. When it comes to how to regularize status in the United Kingdom, you can find me in my office here, second floor offices of Woolwich, London, SC 186LF on 0208 309 8808. You can also find me on email info@bayap.com. I don't necessarily answer emails unless you are already an existing client. I don't deal with emails. I count it as a junk. So I won't answer emails unless you have come to office to see me one-to-one, or you have paid for consultation and I have asked you to send me documents to read for you. That is when I looked into email for you. But I don't look at email unless we have spoken. Now, on Facebook, which is where we are at the moment, you can easily find me there as well. This is where I am. So you find me, you can look at my videos. If there's anything bothering your mind in terms of what you need to do and on how to regularize your status in the United Kingdom, You can also find me on YouTube. YouTube is Brightway Immigration and Asylum Practitioners. So what you will need to do on YouTube is to subscribe. You have to subscribe. When you subscribe, you click on the bell that shows the notification. You have to click on the bell that will give you the notification whenever I am live on YouTube, because I usually do YouTube as well, but it's not as common as Facebook, but I do YouTube. So if you go on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, at the same time click on the bell so that you will receive notification whenever I am on. I think that's about it. YouTube. On Instagram also, sometimes I do 1 or 2 minutes quick information. I put it there on Instagram. You can also find me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Lawyer Tokunbo Olagbaye. Follow me on Instagram, Lawyer Tokunbo Olagbaye, so you can have update from time to time. Follow me on Lawyer Tokunbo Olagbaye. Then you can also join another page of mine, Brightway Immigration and Asylum Practitioners. You can join that page as well, so that you can have upload from this Facebook, Lawyer Tokunbo Olagbaye, that goes into that one straight away. Brightway Immigration and Asylum Practitioners goes to Google straight away. So it's on live. This is also live, and it's on Google, it's on public. So that's the area you can find me. In Nigeria, the telephone number to reach me in Nigeria is also there, 0813-456-6319. Because of security reason, I have advised staff in the office not to let anybody visit unless consultation is paid in Nigeria. So if you don't pay consultation, you will not visit the building. It's on 0813-456-613. I have office in Nigeria. 0813-456-6319. That is the number. Alternative number is 0905-097-4652. You can get me on WhatsApp of 0905-097-4652 to those who are in Nigeria. 0905-097-4652 WhatsApp only. To those who are in Nigeria, you can reach me. In England, you will reach me on WhatsApp 07908-628240. In England, 07908-628240. And the telephone number directly on landline in the office in England is 0208-309-8808. I will repeat before the end of the program today again. Those are the lines you can get me through. So you have varieties to hook up with me in terms of taking advice on how to come to UK, what document is required. But I don't do free consultation apart from what I'm doing on the social media here. But when it comes to after this program, you got to pay your consultation to see me one-to-one. That is the only way to keep our office running. Thank you. Now we're talking about how to go about your obtaining your UK citizenship. A lot of people do not know, either a child or an adult. Parents have made their children lost it in so many ramifications, in so many circumstances as a result of ignorance. A child that is born in the United Kingdom and has lived in the UK continuously for 10 years is entitled to be registered as a UK citizen and obtain registration as a UK citizen before now applying for a British passport. But it is lately understood that a lot of parents have left that unturned, that stone unturned, and they don't care about it because they are saying that they haven't got money. If you're saying that because you don't have money, you are not going to put that in place, when are you going to have that money? That's the question I want to ask you. It is important that you take that on board from now henceforth. An application should be made for a child that is born in the UK, lived in the UK continuously. Continuously. Please underline the word continuously. A child that you have taken out of the United Kingdom and you brought that child back after a year or two has definitely lost it. People call from Nigeria and say that they have a child that is born in the United Kingdom 2005, but it's in Nigeria. That child has lost it. Unless one of the parents has a settlement status and still hold that settlement status at the birth, then that will make that child enable to have that application done successfully. But when the child is born in the UK and you take that child back to the country of origin, the child has lost it. So what I would want to first highlight to the parents or families that are coming to UK to give birth, first of all, you need to be aware of National Health Service surcharge. When you are coming to United Kingdom to give birth, you have to pay privately for the National Health Service, which is NHS. NHS is not free for those who are not settled or a citizen of the United Kingdom or residents of UK. So NHS is not for everybody. If you are pregnant and you are coming to United Kingdom and you are later on, you come to UK and you have a child, the child is born in the UK, you will pay your NHS before an application can be made in any ramification. It is a new law and it's been on now for some time now. So for those who are just coming on, I want you to just unite with us. Please share this program and let people know what we are talking about. We are dealing with who can obtain UK citizenship. To go about it is what I am explaining on step by step before I will start taking questions. It is always wise to explain things before taking questions, because a lot of people do not know the difference. So let me explain clearly. I will now open the line and tell people to start calling in and ask me questions that they have sent me in my inbox. I cannot answer all questions inside the inbox. So let's deal with the topic first. So first of all, the origin of the problem is those who come to UK to give birth. When you come to United Kingdom to give birth and your husband is not a settled person, even if your husband is a settled person and you are a visitor, you will have the cost of the NHS on your head. They're not going to put the cost on the person who is a citizen because it's a man. So both of you need to come to a kind of an agreement to understand that you are going to pay the National Health Service for delivering child in the UK. You need to have that at the back of your mind. It is not a system whereby anybody will want to come to UK and have their child for the purpose of being a UK citizen. It is not like that. We don't have automatic right to a UK citizenship anymore. The automatic right will be through parents. If none of the parents is settled at the time of the birth of that child will not be a UK citizen. So for those who are coming in and saying that, oh, I want to go and give birth in England, think twice before you do so. In the first instance, it will cost you money to pay NHS. And afterwards, if you don't pay NHS, your returning back will be an headache, will be a problem. The entry clearance will not grant you a next visiting visa, because there will be a question on the application form that will say, have you ever used have you ever used the NHS in England? Once you say no, you have lied, you have misrepresented the fact, and of course you will be refused, because they will tap on the system and check your name and date of birth. It will pop up that you have used NHS. So why lying? If the child, even if the father is a UK citizen, don't forget. Even if the father is a UK citizen, do not forget, there is no way that person will have access automatic to NHS, because it's a she that is giving birth, it's not a he. So we should take that on board. So share this program, tell your friends and families that are coming into United Kingdom. Let them be aware that when they are pregnant and they want to come and give birth in the UK, they should make it clear on the application form that they are coming to use NHS, and they will use it on privately. So they would have to pay. They should make it clear that they are coming to use NHS and they will pay privately. So you should explain that to your friends when they are coming. Share this program and let them pick it up from their end. Let them see and hear the topic themselves. Who and who can obtain UK citizenship? There is no automatic right for those who are coming in to give birth. There is no automatic right for that child. When the child is born in the UK, the child is not automatically a UK citizen. Unless one of the parents is present and settled in the United Kingdom at the time of the child's birth, there will be no need to do the hustle, other than make use of the beautiful medical system we have in the UK. It is not more than using, you see, having access to electricity, to good water, to neat nurses, to neat environment, hospitals, equipment, clean and clear. That is the advantage of coming to give birth in the UK, because the lights are 24 hours opened. So you will have that access, but you have to pay privately, because you are not a UK citizen, so you will not have access. That is that about that. Now we leave that aside. We are now moving smoothly into those who are already in the United Kingdom. To those who are already in the UK, a child born in the UK remains in the UK continuously for 10 years will be entitled to registration. If a child is born in the United Kingdom and has not been taken out of UK continuously, that child will be entitled to have that registration in his pocket. Regardless of his parents' status, at the time that the child is going through registration, both parents can sign the form. Both parents will have to give the consent of theirs on the form. So that child will have the opportunity to be a UK citizen as soon as the Secretary of State is certified. He needs to be satisfied. If the Secretary of State is not satisfied, then it's a problem. Then it means that the parents must have taken that child out of UK and brought the child back later on in life with a visa, and now wanted to squeeze in and go into the system intentionally. But it's not going to succeed because there will be a gap. The system will ask for the records of the child while in school. The system will ask for the NHS Red Book and other things, and the GP record from the birth to date to show that the child remains in the United Kingdom. So it is important that the child remains in the UK continuously for 10 years. If that child remains continuously successfully, then the child will be granted a UK status registration by way of registration. And once that child is granted by way of registration, both parents can go under that child and make an application to have a UK leave to remain, not settlement status. Both parents will go under that child and other members of the family that's under 18 and have a UK leave to remain, not status, not citizenship. A UK leave to remain will be granted to parents that are taking care of that child, because it is noted that the Section 55 Border Citizenship Act have the interest of the child at heart. So the best interest of the child that has clocked 10 years in the UK and have been registered as a UK citizen will be to remain in the UK and benefit from the educational system we have in the United Kingdom. So that is for the child that was born in the UK at the time that none of the parents has a UK status. Registration is the first thing to do after a 10th birthday. So if the child was 10 years today, then tomorrow you can make registration, or today, and make registration forward to the Secretary of State. British Nationality Act 1981 has put so many things in place from its inception, which basically means that a lot of things have changed. There is no automatic right to UK citizenship anymore, unlike the time someone like me was born. When I was born, I was automatic UK citizen. So it's a different story entirely. And I left United Kingdom when I was very young. But because it was an automatic citizenship, I was able to acquire it because I left UK with British passport. So on my return, I came back with UK citizen passport. So it's never been taken away because it was automatic then. But after 1981 Act was introduced, there is no opportunity for anyone to give birth without having a status in the UK and claim UK citizenship for that child. But the moment the kid status are cleared off, the next thing we have to look at is that child that was born in the UK remained continuously for 10 years. So that child was able to have UK citizenship after his or her 10th birthday. What about a child that one of the parents has status? How would that child obtain citizenship? I'm still coming on the adults, but let's take it gradually, step by step. And that's the only way we can benefit from this lecture today. A child that one of the parents has UK citizenship at the time of his or her birth, depending on where the child was born and depending on the year the child was born, we have to think about that again. You see, a lot of people do not know immigration law is the most complex. In fact, I will say to you that it's complex than criminal law, because I have practiced criminal law in the past, and I know criminal law, it takes a while before it's changed. There are so many things in place that are under parliament that you have to go through parliament in criminal law. But when it comes to UK's immigration law, it's an administrative law. Tentatively, it can change anytime. It can change. It's not something that remains there for life. From the inception, the oldest rule under Immigration Act is 1971 Act. But after 1971, there are so many that have been put in place. The 1981 Nationality Act says that a child born after the introduction of that act will not automatically be recognized as a UK citizen, which means that those children, any child born before 1st January 1983, before 1st January 1983, is automatic UK citizen, other than the diplomat children. So for those, for example, those who are working in the Jamaica diplomat office in the UK, if they gave birth here, the children are not UK citizens. The children are Jamaican citizens because they are diplomat. They were sent by their country to represent their country in the United Kingdom. The Nigerian diplomat will not have a UK citizenship for their children if they gave birth in the UK while they are serving. The child will be a Nigerian citizen. It is not automatic for them. There is no rule for them because they were sent by their country to come and represent that country in the United Kingdom. So if they gave birth in UK, that child is a citizen of the country that sent them to come and represent them. So for example, Jamaica, Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, Pakistan, everywhere like that, they will be the citizen of the country that sent the parents to come and represent the parents here in the UK. So the building is a country on its own. So Nigerian High Commission is a Nigeria. So if you have an issue as a Nigerian citizen, that is the building that you have to take complaint to about Nigeria because it represents Nigeria. But a child born to a diplomat in that place is not a UK citizen. Why that person is still serving as a diplomat? It is not a UK citizen. It's a Nigerian citizen. A child born to parents, to his father before 1st January 1983, whose father was born in the UK, will be a UK citizen. A child born abroad before 1983 Act, before 1st of January 1983, whose father was born in the UK, will be a UK citizen as well. Before, he said pre, so it's before. And also those who born before 1st January abroad 1983, whose father was registered or naturalized as British before their birth, will also be a UK citizen. And those who are adopted by a UK father in England, in Britain, will also be a UK citizen. Now let's move smoothly to the entitlement and how it occurs. If a father, for example, hold a British passport by way of naturalization, say for the argument's sake, the father hold British passport. The father hold British passport before the child was born. The child is British citizen. For example, if the father has held the British passport before the child was born, and the child is 20 years now, the child is a UK citizen. If the father has held British passport before the birth of the 20-year-old child, before the birth of the 20-year-old child, the child will be a UK citizen. So they have to go and make registration for the child overseas. But for the purpose of argument and cutting things short, to make it more nicer in terms of presentation, if a father held settlement status and has a child that was born 2 days ago in Nigeria, a father is a UK citizen, has a settlement status, which means that hasn't got British passport, and the child was born in Nigeria, the child cannot obtain UK passport because the father is not a UK citizen yet. So what you don't have, you cannot give it out. What you don't have, you can't give it out. Child that was born from 2006 downwards in the United Kingdom in July, from July downward, the father can register that child at any time if the father holds British passport. The father will be able to register that child providing he's having British passport before the birth of the child. Even after the birth of the child, if he has British passport, but the child must be in the UK. For example, if you just hold your British passport now, and the child was born in the UK, and the child is in the UK to a mother who hasn't got settlement status, and the child is 5 years old, you can move smoothly to the registration of that child without headache and obtain passport for that child. So there's clear distinction between when to apply for child and how to go about it, and what status must you hold to apply a citizenship status for a child, and where was the child born is crucial. Was the child born overseas or born in England? A child born in England has a different status, different right from that of one born in Nigeria, for example. So they are not the same. If a child is born in England and mother hasn't got status and father has status, the father can register that child peacefully, provided the child was born downward from 2006 downward. Even if the father carry indefinite leave to remain or permanent residence, the father can still register that child. But if the child was born in Nigeria, it is going to be difficult to make registration for that child, because the father hasn't got what he wants to give out. I'm on 07908 628240. I'm on 07908 628240. 07908 628240. A lot of people in the diaspora do not understand how to go about it. Some people are saying, oh, it's easier, it's easier. It is not that easy. Because what makes it easy, probably because you are on my platform. So you have access to most of my videos either on my YouTube or my YouTube channel or my Facebook platform here. But other than that, it is so not easy for anyone to just say, yes, this is the way to go about it. So many times there are conflicting information in the public. There are people who do not know how to use those information because they were conflicting. They were not direct. So it's not explanatory enough. Let me now peacefully look into adult situation. Some of the adults in the UK want to regularize their status, but their headache is that they do not understand how to go about it. In the first instance, first and foremost, what you have to bear in mind is that, like I said on the topic on the platform, it's not an automatic right to obtaining citizenship in the UK citizenship. It's not automatic. If you have come to live in the UK and you came in as a spouse of a person who is already present in the UK, from the inception of the new law from 2012, you will be granted 2.5 years from overseas, or you pick up your card in England and have some few months to travel in. You will then have an opportunity to renew for another 2.5 years, making 5 years. At the end of the 5th year, before the end of the 5th year, 28 days to the end of your 5th year, you should be making an application for indefinite leave to remain. If you are a spouse of a person who is present and settled in the UK, you should make an application for indefinite leave to remain 28 days before the end of your spouse limited leave to remain. Because remember, you were coming from overseas, so you have entry clearance that allows you to come in as a spouse. So you are not an overstayer. So if you make an application in that format, the first 2.5 years is gone and you have fulfilled the requirement on the 2.5 years for extension, you will be granted another 2.5 years. As soon as you are granted another 2.5 years, 28 days before the end of the 2.5 years, providing the reason why you were granted the second 2.5 years is still in place, you will proceed smoothly to the application for an indefinite leave to remain. You will proceed smoothly to make an application for an indefinite leave to remain. Now, if you proceed to the application for indefinite leave to remain, providing all the requirements at the time of the 2.5 years, second 2.5 years were still in place, living with your partner, both of you working, met the requirement of 18,600, address are together, things are going very well between two of you, there is no problem, no domestic violence. Then peacefully, after your indefinite leave to remain is granted, a year later, you will then have the opportunity to apply to naturalize yourself to become a UK citizen, which is 6 years journey, or 7 years, 7th year. Because the 6th year is to go in for indefinite leave, is to have the indefinite leave to remain 1 year. At the end of that is when you will now apply to naturalize yourself to become a UK citizen. So you need to have a stage by stage system. The first 2.5 years from overseas, the second 2.5 years intact in the UK to have an extension, and then before the end of the second term, you will then apply for indefinite leave to remain. At the end of after indefinite leave to remain, a year after your indefinite leave to remain, you will then make a smooth application for naturalization. So you apply to the Secretary of State that you want to become a UK citizen. They will look at your character. If you have not committed any criminal record during your period in the UK or elsewhere in the world, because there is a system in place that will check whether you have committed atrocity, whether you belong to a group of terrorists or a gang, or have done something that have stepped on the toes of the authority of the United Kingdom. Good character, they will check on it. And good character comes with anything. Overstaying your status, your being bankrupt, county court judgment, not paying council tax, so many things could affect your right to have your naturalization done in the United Kingdom. But if you don't have any of those and it went in smoothly, you'll be granted. You'll be granted without problem. And once you have your application is satisfactory, the Secretary of State agent will send you a letter to say that they are happy to grant you a naturalized to become a UK citizen, and they will send a letter to your lawyer, after which you will then receive another letter to tell you to make a booking to go for ceremony in your nearest local government, within your local government, your nearest postcode. So you have to do it with your council to go and, God save the Queen. That needs to be done. You have to sworn allegiance to the Queen of England. So that is very important, that you sworn allegiance to the Queen in the United Kingdom when you have successfully accepted to become a UK citizen. That is important. Hello? Hello? When you are calling me, it is imperative that you switch off, you lower your device. I don't want to be speaking on top of my voice. When calling me, lower your device for me, please. Hello? Hello? Yes, hello, hi. Good afternoon. Yes.
Good afternoon.
I'm here. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
If someone has a criminal record 9 years ago, can he do naturalization?
I think you should be able to do, because what type of record? What type of record?
The person didn't go to jail, just quiet. Then he said it's fraud.
How many years sentence? But he didn't go.
No,
Was it?
Fine.
Of course you can naturalize now. You can to be sure properly. You can do CLB first to make sure that your record is clear.
And the person got the definite last year. They gave the person a definite last year.
But
this year for the naturalization.
it doesn't work like that. Under what heading was he granted indefinite? Under what heading?
10 years long stay.
Lawful residence as a student.
No, 10 years long stay. As a student, 10 years.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, 10 years lawful residence. So he's been a
Lawful residence.
so he's been a student continuously, isn't it?
Yes, but.
Yeah, that's fine. That should be okay. I don't think there's any problem in that. And if it's 9 years ago, that's fine.
9 years ago, he committed the offense.
No, that's fine. That's fine. He can proceed, but I would suggest that at least mention it briefly on the form.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. That should be all right.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Okay,
I
then.
enjoy your program.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. So as I was explaining regarding the spouse that came to UK at the end of 7th year of being in the UK successfully, that spouse will, at the end of the 6th year, rather, the spouse will be able to apply for indefinite leave to remain. That is a year spent on indefinite leave to remain. You have to spend 1 year on your indefinite leave to remain as a spouse of a person present in the UK, you know, because you have not overstayed. Let's move smoothly to those who are in the UK already. What is their own, how would they go about it? Remember, some have overstayed. For example, the question asked by the young man now is somebody who was a student, 10 years continuously lawful residence, and it was granted indefinite leave to remain. Of course, that person will be entitled to apply for naturalization next year if it was granted this year. Next year is the entitlement, not this year. Hello?
Hello, ma. Good
Yeah.
afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
Oh, please, ma, I have a question, ma.
Please go ahead.
We were meant to go to court on the 2nd of April, but we received an email saying the Home Office had withdrawn their appeal.
That's a good news.
And according to the email, that the Secretary of State, SSG something, that they've withdrawn their appeal and we've been given 30 months leave to remain, and that was in 2nd of April. But the funnest part is, up till today, we haven't received no biometric card, no documents, nothing.
Was there a lawyer that represents you?
Yes, ma'am. We've put in so many letters, phone calls, and everything.
No, it's pretty straightforward. The department that's supposed to come to court is the department that will deal with the grant of status, which is the OPO. So if it's Arting Cross, the department is the OPO in Arting Cross, York House. If it's Taylor House, is the department in Islington, OPO in Islington. Yeah, so that is Arting Cross. So you'll be writing to Arting Cross directly. Home Office presenting officer in Arting Cross, York House. They are the one that will deal with the grant of status, and it could be an oversight since all these days, or perhaps, yeah. So you have to do a recorded delivery with a copy of withdrawal notice, attach it to them. Has court advised you that the case was withdrawn?
Yes.
Court gave you a letter.
Yes.
So you need to photocopy.
They received the letter from the court that said the Home Office had withdrawn the case. So we received the letter from the court.
Yes, copy of that letter. Don't give original in case you might need it in the battle.
Okay.
Yes, copy of that letter that's sent to you from court, and another letter saying that it is now 3 months that you have withdrawn the case and it's been accepted that we've been granted. Can you now send us our status, please, in a polite way?
Yes. That's the last letter we sent.
But if there is a lawyer involved, please, it's not your headache. It shouldn't be your headache. You've paid us to do the job.
He's been writing them, and even myself have been calling.
No, don't get involved. Pressurized lawyer, so that you're not conflicting each other.
Okay.
Don't get involved. Pressurize your lawyer properly.
I mean, is it supposed to take that long?
It's not supposed to, because I have a case that was withdrawn last week again. And the case that was withdrawn last week again it's been granted already. I've got the card. In fact, I've got the card simultaneously with the withdrawal letter.
Wow.
Yes, I got it simultaneously.
And I've been on this for the past 3 months now.
No. Once Home Office withdraw, that one I can vouch for Home Office. I can vouch for them.
Because at first they said, because it's the court case, it should take 90 days to receive our documents back.
No, that's not the case. No. Once Home Office withdraw case, in case that's supposed to be in court for full hearing, once they have withdrawn.
Exactly.
No.
They are the one that withdraw the case.
No, I that one alone, I may not vouch for them in another area, but that I can vouch for Home Office, especially the presenting officer in the department that's handling the case. They will definitely grant it in no time, because they want to clear that case already as well.
Yeah.
And for them to have withdrawn the case, for them to have withdrawn that case, they realize that we waste public funds to come. So they must have noticed that they made one mistake or another by refusing that application. So they want to come back to terms, and that's why they withdraw. And they've taken superior advice. Once they've taken the senior immigration advice, then the next thing is that he will tell them to withdraw the case from court so that they don't have to sit judge for it. And judge can sit for another case that is more complicated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even my boyfriend PC passport is still with them. They are holding that one as well.
There was no need to hold documents more at this stage. 3 months is a long time. Now there's no need for holding anymore. By now you should have received everything done and dusted.
I'll call Maria by Monday.
Don't write to them by yourself anymore. Don't do anything. Don't leave your lawyer alone.
Okay, ma. Okay.
Yes.
All right, God bless you, ma.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Bye. Once Secretary of State withdraw in a court case, it basically means that you should be jumping up. It's happiness. In my career, I have seen them withdraw so many times, and I don't think I ever chased them up for grants of status. Once they withdrawn, you know, and within a certain period of time, you find them sending you documents. Sometimes the documents will come in before the withdrawn letter. So it depends. Hello. Good afternoon. Yeah, hi.
I want to ask a question.
Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma.
Afternoon.
My question is, I'm on spouse visa, and I have renewed the 2.5 years. It will soon expire. So I want to ask, how will I go about it? Am I going to renew it or not?
What did you just say you have now? Say it again.
Spouse visa.
Are you on the first term? Are you on your first term or you on the second one?
On the second one.
Okay, and when are you finishing? When is it coming to an end?
It will come to an end by December.
It will be what?
It will expire by December.
So before the end of that, before December, you need to go in for indefinite leave to remain.
Okay. Can I go through you?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay, I'll come into your office.
Before then, before coming through me, please, anytime from now, come and take consultation first.
Okay.
Please, anytime from now, come and take consultation before coming for full application. Please, I am begging you. Because I am sure you may not have done, you may probably haven't done English test, probably haven't done life in the UK. So please just come for advice first.
Okay, answer.
All right, yeah.
The first application was fine.
Okay, fine.
The one that did it.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. God bless you.
Okay, ma.
Thank you, dear. Bye.
Love you, ma.
I love you too. Thank you. Bye. Hello. Good afternoon.
And I was brought to this country at the age of 15. So, and that's why I could also going over. There was an application and translation was for a while. So our goal was changed. Because of this, we got to go to another. We got to translation the trafficking case. So, let's actually also national question. What we feel the one is saying, because most of the DB20 at one time, what is it was 2016, I was about 25 years old then. People was the other father, Nigeria and all that. So the same was so actually work on. So what I'm saying, she anything to
If I answer you, I'll be deceiving you. Say your question slowly again, one by one. Were you granted then?
No, I wasn't. What makes you say? There was and everything. That was about 25 years. Maybe that's more. The application was last 2011. So one is still a long time. But I did 2014.
So at the moment now, you haven't been granted anything, and you've been advised to either do trafficking or asylum. So you came to UK what year?
That was 2015 and I was about 15 years then.
2015 was only 3 years ago, and you were 15 years then. So 2015, you are now 18.
2005.
Oh, I beg your pardon. 2005, you were 15 years. So you're about 33 now. 2005 is 13 years ago. 13 years plus 15 years your age when you came in. 13 plus 15, isn't it? So it's 28. So you are 28. So you're not under private life anyway. So you can't come under private life application because you are above the required age. So what do you need from me as we are speaking now? What advice do you want? You've only spent 13 years in the United Kingdom. You are 28 years old. It basically means that you do not come under the 18 to 24 years rule, which is the private life for the young adults. Now the next one is if you have a child that is in the UK that has British status or settlement status, you'll be relying on your child. Or if you have a child that is 7-year-old, or your partner is present and settled in the UK, if none of the above occurs to, are applicable to you, then it means that you have to. We are in the public now, so the advice I'll be giving you, I stand corrected. Do you understand? It means you'll be waiting for another 7 years to go, which is 20 years under private rule. That is providing that the Home Office did not intercept you during the course of your waiting for 7 years. You understand? Because if I say return back to the country of origin, I will be giving wrong advice because you came in under trafficking more, perhaps. So therefore, it's going to be difficult for you to return back to where you come from. So I do not know exactly what the argument looks like. If you have time, you need to come on consultation. Let me look at your argument, and then we can take it on from there. But why are you just making application in 2015 if you came in 2005 under trafficking? But you came in 2005. Why waiting for 6 years later before an application went in? Although there is a delay in Home Office decision, under Home Office policy, there is a huge delay in what they have done now. Because from 2011 to this time of you getting a response, or when did you get a reply back from them?
That was 2014. So went back to border back in 2015.
So it was about 3-4 years odd of waiting, isn't it? Yes. So well, they could use anything as an excuse, but there is unnecessary delay there. They should have get back to you and let you know their decision on time. But then I haven't got power to decide for them. What you can do in this respect is that let me have a look at the legal argument that they put forward for you in your previous application, and then we can take it on from there. You have to be quick now. I'm not going to be listening. I'm not going to be answering only you. There's lots of people on board. So perhaps book appointment, and when you come, I will be dealing with your partner and your own together. Book appointment over the phone with the secretary and arrange yourself to come and see me, or do telephone advice. Let me answer people that are online here. There are so many questions here.
All right.
Okay, all right. Please, when you are asking questions, be very brief in your answering, because I can say that I can answer others. We have to distribute the time equally. You understand? Gift Apiloko Okode. What if the child is born before the parents have their settlement? Can they register the child? Of course they can, because it depends on where the child was born. If it's born in the UK, of course, straight away. If it's in Nigeria, the child will have to come in because the parents hasn't got settlement status, hasn't got British passport, other than settlement. But if we say the word parents is plural, so it means both of them are in the UK. So that's fantastic. The child can go in for registration. Adaku Lois Onyema. Onyema asked question. You can apply after 5 years for permanent permit as a family member of an EU, but you need to prove that you are a dependent of an EU citizen through your proof of address and supporting document from your EU family member. Well, I don't know about that, but if it's right, it's right. But I'm not the one giving you that advice. Whoever is giving this advice. Nothing like EU family member after the Brexit. That's what OK is telling Adaku. OK replied back to Adaku Lois. So you can see where you will be conflicting matter now. OK Macville has replied back to Adaku Onyema. So please be careful with the advice you are giving on my platform. Don't let the public misconstrue it and thinking that it's coming from my end. It will not come from my end in that manner, because immediately after we Brexit, the issue of the European Union citizenship will be off. What we have in place is indefinitely to remain for those who have European passport. They will have to make sure that they have their permanent residence in the United Kingdom after 2020 December. Hello? 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 Good afternoon.
Yeah, sorry, I was the one that called you about 2 months or 3 months ago about my daughter and my niece.
I cannot remember. Just go ahead with your question.
Now she took me to child maintenance now because she could not, because I wanted to pay to her account. And she refused that I should not pay to her account. And I said to her that if you do not allow me to pay to your account, I'm not going to give you more cash. So she took me to child maintenance. So child maintenance showed me and some form and I said, and now child maintenance they're taking over this issue. But still she did not allow me to see my daughter over 3 months ago. So the reason why I'm calling now is I just want to know that even if I want to renew my visa with the child maintenance issue, is it okay for me to renew my stuff, or I still need to take out to mediation or something like that?
That's not enough. When are you due for renewal?
I just spent 3 months of my show and
So you just spent 3 months, so you still have a lot of time. You need to have access to that child. Apart from financial maintenance, that lady needs to write a letter to support you. So she knows what she's doing by depriving you of that chance. You should be making application to court for parental order, to have parental responsibility.
I spoke to a child mediation already. Mediation, name and address, and they said they could write down and they will get back to me.
Okay. Since you are not due now for renewal, I think you should focus on having access to your child. Continue to pay maintenance and make the application for the parental responsibility for contact order.
I don't mind. You know, like I'm running away from the responsibility at home. I really want to be my child.
I will not remember what you have told me. Believe me, because I deal with a lot of people. So there is no need to go on and on this thing. The advice
This is why I'm saying this, man. I just want to know if the child maintenance issue and take that to protection.
it's not enough. It's not enough. The fact that you are paying child support does not change maintenance doesn't necessarily mean that application will be granted, because they'll be asking you to go and get a letter from her.
Because anytime I call her, she will just tell me that she's not around, and I don't want to go to her house on my own.
She doesn't want you to have access. She knew you'll be coming for renewal, and that's why she wants to block you now.
So is there anything mediation can do about that?
I don't know that the way they practice their mediation thing. But when you get to them, you explain the whole scenario to them, and then they'll be able to.
I spoke to them. They said if they write a letter to her, she did not respond. I have to take her to court.
Yeah.
I need to pay. I have to take her to court. That's what they said to me.
I think that's the situation. You know, she knows exactly what she's doing anyway.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you very much. Ma'am.
You're welcome. It is not that easy in terms of the newer extension, you know, not that easy. There's so much happening. That's the topic I treated yesterday as part of it. You can see now. Hello.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Please, I just have some questions to ask regarding spouse visa.
Okay.
My husband's application was denied due to the fact that he did the wrong English test. And now we are on the appeal level. He's going to do the right English one. Do you think it would be accepted and granted?
Has the leave run out already? Has the leave run out?
He doesn't live here. He lives in Nigeria. I live here.
Oh, did they give him a right of appeal?
Yes, they did.
And he
And
did.
we've sent the appeal now.
Okay.
And he's going to do the right English test now. They said the test needs to have a number on it. The one he didn't have that number.
I think the appeal will go through. I think appeal will go through.
Okay, ma'am. So we should just forward the new
Forward it.
results to them.
Forward it. Do you have lawyer doing this thing?
I do. And I don't know why the lawyer didn't spot that he did the wrong English test.
He might not be able to to spot it because we are not perfect. I have to be honest with you. We don't know the numbers the Home Office is looking for, the entry clearance is looking for. And especially if it's UK lawyer, we won't be able to find out, to be honest with you. But the thing is that there's always a recommended one.
Okay.
So the lawyer is supposed to recommend what Home Office want.
Yes, the one he actually did before is higher. It has higher score. So I don't know why it wasn't accepted because it doesn't have that number on it.
I cannot say more than that, but the application will be treated as if it was, as if, you know, in court here, it will be treated as with a new letter, a new certificate English test.
Okay,
It will
ma'am.
be treated as if that was the one that he produced. So I think the judge is more likely to forgive him.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
And to cut the public funds money, not to waste it, I think your lawyer should be advising the case is in court already. Your lawyer should be advising court to advise the entry clearance to withdraw because they have the correct English test in place. If that's the only reason why he was refused,
Yes, that's the only reason.
I think they should withdraw it. I think they should withdraw the case.
Okay, ma'am.
The case should be
All right.
withdrawn from court. Definitely.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
God bless you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I'm on 07908628240. Let me look at questions asked again. I'm on 07908. Okay, I'll put it out here. 0790 07908 628 240. I'm on 07908 628 240. 07908 That is the number you will find me now while we're still deliberating on the issue of who can actually have a UK citizenship status. As I was explaining to you earlier on, the explanation is still continues. I haven't stopped. If you have come in on a spouse visa, I have explained when you will apply for your naturalization. Those who are inside the UK already, two different ways. If you apply under your child that has British passport and you have overstayed before you apply, to have British passport, to under your child that has British passport. It basically means that you have to hang around. Apply 2.5 years, 4 terms. 4 term means 10 years. 4 term means 10 years. So you need 4 terms to go through. At the end of the 4th one, the 4th term, which is the 10th year, you will then apply for indefinite leave to remain. You will then apply for indefinite leave to remain. After indefinite leave to remain, by that time you have already spent the whole 10 years on a good character if you don't have any criminal record. So you should be smoothly applying for your naturalization a year after you've been granted your indefinite leave to remain. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon there.
Yeah, happy weekend, ma'am.
Thank you. Same to you.
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. My brother was removed from the UK in January. He was removed back to Nigeria. This weekend, by next month, August, he will be having his wedding ceremony because he has a girlfriend here when he was removed. The girlfriend will be going back to Nigeria in August to go and have the wedding, their wedding ceremony and all the necessary things. So I want to ask, how long is he going to stay in Nigeria before he can come to UK to come and join the war?
Why was he removed?
January.
Why?
He was trying to extend his visa, but unfortunately he was refused. When he was refused, he gave money to his lawyer for judiciary review, but the lawyer now went for administrative review, and he has been going for signing, but the lawyer didn't tell him that they have refused him. The last day when they now detain him. After they detain him, they now move they remove him back to Nigeria.
Right. Okay.
But the girlfriend now, after 2 weeks that he was removed, the girlfriend now went ahead to go and pay for the ticket, the air ticket in UK. The UK government paid the ticket for him to Nigeria because the government that took him to Nigeria. But after 2 weeks, the girlfriend now paid for the air ticket.
So it was the girlfriend that paid for the air ticket. It wasn't the government that paid.
It's the government that paid when they removed him, but after 2 weeks when he got to Nigeria, because they wanted to pay that time, but they now said they can pay after when they get to Nigeria. When they now get to Nigeria, the girlfriend now paid for the air ticket.
Let's be honest with each other.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to have my honest advice?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. As it is at the moment, they paid for his ticket.
Yes.
You see, the girlfriend that just go and waste her money to go and pay that ticket, she shouldn't have. It's too late.
Yeah.
They paid the ticket at that junction. They paid, so that is about 5 years return. In order for that 5 years not to take place, let me give you alternative advice.
Yes, ma'am.
As soon as they have completed their marriage ceremony,
Yes.
tell the British girl to go and exercise treaty right either in Dublin, France, Germany, Spain, or Holland, anywhere in the European country, to go there and start work.
Yeah.
If she starts work a month, she can then go to Nigeria and travel with and get him to travel with him. Get visa, Schengen visa for him, and then travel with him to where she's staying in the European country. They will both have to be there for 6 months.
Okay.
So if the lady can work continuously for 6 months, and the guy will be granted residence card a month after when he gets into the country there.
Yes, sir.
At the end of the 6 months, both of them can smoothly travel into United Kingdom.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
If not, he's gonna be there for 5 years in Nigeria.
God. That's funny.
And the girlfriend needs to be working as well at the moment.
Now she's working there and she's earning above 25,000
Okay.
pounds.
Yeah, but the guy will not come in now because they remove him.
Yeah.
He won't come in now.
Okay.
So if you can take my advice or somebody come for more advice on this method, go to a European country to go and exercise treaty right under Surinder Singh law.
Okay.
Yeah.
I even told him to join your platform that he will be able to benefit from, but I told him already that I'm going to ask you today. Maybe you might be able to, maybe your wife might be able to speak with you when I talk to them today.
Okay.
Maybe they'll book an appointment to come and see you.
Okay.
Your wife.
No problem. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay then. Bye. I'm on 07908 628240. My office number is 0208 309 8808. Keep that number and call on Monday. 0208 309 8808. 0208 309 8808 is the office number. Please go ahead.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Just a quick one, ma'am.
Please go ahead.
I know my question is not related to the topic you are treating. I'm a mother of a British citizen, so I've been on 2.5 years. I've been living here legally. Now in October, will be 9 years. I'm due for another 2.5 renewal. So I was going to ask, is it possible I apply for indefinite leave this year, or I have to wait till next year, October, when I'll be 10 years legally?
When you say 10 years, have you been a student before?
I was a student, then I was engaged to a British citizen, then I had my child, so I filed for stay on the basis that I have a British child, so I'm relying on my child to have a stay in the country.
You were a student previously and then you changed to be a partner.
No, I didn't change a partner. I got my stay through my son.
After when you were a student.
Yes.
And under what route were you granted under your son? 5 years route, 10 years route?
No, 10 years route, man.
But you were a student without overstaying your visa.
No, I never overstayed, man. I never overstayed.
So your lawful 10 years will be next year, not this year.
Not this year. So I have to
When
wait
is your
till
leave?
I have
When
it.
is your leave to remain finishing?
It's going to be finishing December 11th.
This year,
Yes, ma'am.
and you will only be 9 years this year.
Yes, I'll be 9 years this year.
Yeah, so you have to apply for another 2.5 years
Okay.
again, and then when you get it, when you are 10 years next year, then you can apply for your indefinite leave.
Definitely.
Yes,
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
you're most welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Bye bye there. Now thank God that she asked. That happens to a very young guy that came to my office yesterday. The young guy, possibly the relative that sent them to me, will be listening now. He came to UK when he was a child under diplomat visa, 2000 and whatever. I will not disclose every information. And then was here in the country as a student for some time. He went back to Nigeria and then came back with a visa in 2000 and some year, another year again. I don't want to mention so that I don't give the clue. But after 7 years on the visa as a student, the lawyer asked them to go and apply for indefinite leave to remain, taking into account the period when he was a baby, he was a minor, underage, under diplomat visa, putting them together. It doesn't work like that. He has already left UK to go and apply to come in as an adult under Tier 4 student status. So you cannot apply for indefinite leave to remain in that period. So the case is in court, but they are wasting money. I told them yesterday it's a waste of money. Hello? Hi.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am, I have a question to ask.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I got married to an European citizen, woman citizen. So I was granted a 5 years visa. So when after 4 years, we got divorced, so and then when I wanted to send my papers in, so it was rejected because they were asking for basically that's if she exercised her right, but the lady refused to hand in the payslip. So I just want to know if there's anything that I can do.
You got married what year? How many years ago?
That was 2010, and I was granted 5 years, 2011.
So you got married 2010
10, yes.
and you were granted 2011.
11, yes. Early 2011.
So your 5 years finishes around 2016.
2016.
Yes. So you're out of status already.
Yes.
What's your question?
I just want to know if there's anything I can do because I've send in my paper to home office, but they were asking for, they want to know if she exercised her right. Because, we've already divorced, so they were asking
So
if she,
the paper is still at the home office.
yeah, it's still there. But
Your
according to my,
for a retained right of residence.
yes.
So the application is still with the home office.
I-
Are you sure?
Yeah, the document is still there, but I was refused.
So it's not there anymore. The application is not there anymore. If you have been refused on that application for permanent residence, it's not there anymore.
Yes. Okay.
It's not there anymore.
Okay. So I don't know if there's anything.
You have divorced the document. You have divorced your EU person. So application should be based on retained right of residence. The problem is that the Secretary of State is asking for ID card, which we will continue to argue on that it's impossible to get ID card. What you should have obtained is the history of that your husband, your wife rather, sorry, that she was in the country till the date of the divorce. That's the EU exercise of treaty right. So if you have the HM Revenue employment history
Okay.
record of her showing that she was in the country until the date of divorce, I think you should be all right. There is no way you can get the ID card. Forget about that. You won't get it because I will not give you if it's me.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, man. Because she refused to hand in all those things.
She's not refused. That's her property, so she doesn't have to hand it in anymore. You're not together anymore.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know why somebody is daft and putting that kind of requirement under the law. It's a daft requirement. It shouldn't be there.
Okay.
What should be there is the requirement that the person is in employment till date of divorce. Till the date they issue the divorce absolute.
Later, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but to expect that person to hand in his or her passport or ID card to you is impossible because I will not add it in. So that's just it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you.
bye. Bye. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I almost take you off. Hi.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Please, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And thanks so much for the good work you are doing, ma'am.
Thank you.
God bless
Pleasure
you,
is mine. Thank you.
Ma, I came here in 2004
Okay.
as a student. I got married. I was married for 3.5 to an European, and we divorced. Whilst we were married, so well, so my papers were refused, but I stayed, and I got my documents. I divorced, and I got my documents in 2014. My question is, how can I apply for my red book?
You got your indefinite leave to remain when?
2014.
And before your indefinite leave to remain, what status were you on?
I was before that. I came here as a student.
In what year?
As a spouse.
You came in as a spouse.
No, I came in as a student.
As a student, what year?
2004.
Okay, 2004. And then were you continuously renewing your
Yeah, I was renewing it, and
student
I got
visa?
married in 2006.
So that was 2004 to 2006, only 2 years, yeah? 2006 when you got married as a spouse.
Yes, as a spouse.
Were you granted spouse status?
No, it was refused.
Ooh. So when it was refused, what next did you do?
Well, I did not do anything.
Until when were you granted the chance to have?
Until 2009, when I received a spouse, I issued spouse, what's the name, separation visa. I got a visa through a separation. So I think I got a visa for 5 years from 2004 to 2009 to 2014. Then from 2014, I applied and I got my permanent residence. But I was illegally for 3 years.
So you basically you're on a EU member team. Did you said you divorced?
I'm divorced.
So you went in on a retained right.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm divorced. Yeah.
Okay.
So my question is, how do I apply for my red book, because I've got my residence permit?
You can apply to naturalize
Yes.
as an EU family member because you have permanent residence already. But please come and take advice. I am not ready to leave that information in the public unless you take advice separately, because you have individual history that I have to go through it step by step. Do you understand? Please, even if you are going to do it yourself, just do consultation with me, so I can guide you.
No, I was asking whether I can come now, because I asked someone and the person said, oh, I have to wait for 5 years. That's something before I can, because I stayed for the 3 years.
What is your letter saying?
No, my letter is saying I've got my internet.
Yeah, but what does the condition say? Sometimes people have their letter saying that they can apply straight away.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, go and read it. But book appointment and see me.
Okay, ma'am.
All right,
Thank you
yeah.
so much, ma'am. Thank
All
you.
right.
God bless you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
I want to appreciate you online there, those guys there. I want to recognize you. I want you to know that I recognize all of you there. And without you, your support watching me, there cannot be Tokunbo Olagbaye doing this program on Saturdays or whatever day I do. So it is those of you that are out there that encourage my efforts to continue to grow. You are the one that's boosting my morale to continue to grow. So I want to recognize you at all times. I want you to know that I love you. One alone cannot do this job. What you are doing there is important. It's immensely important to me and to the public at large. But people don't understand because it's an educative platform. It's different from other lines. So basically, you that are on this line are people that are in the same category of my caliber, that wanted something better for others. And that's why you are online and you are cheering me up. Because it's like when you are on a race doing 100 meters or 200 meters on the sports ground, if you don't have people to cheer you up, it demoralizes your ability to continue to race, to carry on with the race. So I want you to know, without being arrogant and being proud, with great humility, you come first in this on this platform. And exactly on top of my head, if I sleep, I know constant people on this platform. And I want to continue to say that I recognize all of you. I cannot love you less. To all of you dear, you are very important to me. I will not give more than this time now, so I have to start going now. But I want to call names out so that you will know that I know you, I recognize you. I want to call your names. You know, I want to recognize you. Especially those of you that comment here now. I want to put your name out to the public to let people know that you are in the same caliber of mine in educative line. You know, you are on the same caliber, you are on the same platform, you are on the same level of thinking because you want better thing for others, and that's why you are here. When people see you, when you share it, people follow you on straight away to come and see what I am doing. And I want to recognize you that we are both fighting for the rights of people. We are both doing it to assist people, to educate them, to enlighten them. It is not Tokunbo Olagbaye alone that is doing it. I want to say you are beautiful there, you are handsome. I want to recognize you. And Onotafe, thank you so much. Ogunyebi Bode, thank you. Busayo Odunsi, thank you. Lisa Monday, I recognize you, thank you. Ajayi Olajumoke, thank you. ADA Sunshine, thank you. Aduniade Abbas, thank you. Abimbola Adebesin, you are there, thank you, my dear. Ellen Blessing Osei, thank you. Akanke Ola, I love you. Owóẹ̀yẹ Moyoluwa Ellen, can't love you less. Abimbola, same, I have recognized you. William Franca, can't love you guys less. Ojamore Aworejo, thank you. Akanke, thank you. Petty Chicks, thank you. Prince Tokunbo, thank you. Abukia Olori Balogun, thank you, my dear. Evelyn Boateng, cheers. Odunkoya Olajumoke Oyidamola, thank you. Gift Apiloko Okode, thank you. Abike Momsia Shabi, thank you. Omotoke Miriam Shoderu Saka, thank you. Abukia Olori Balogun, I've called you and thank you. What about a child that was born in the UK and she's 7 years old? Is she entitled to leave to remain? The parents can apply under that child. Abukia Balogun, the parents can apply, but it's not 100% guarantee. Doris Opoku, thank you. Zen Zene, thank you, my dear. Arike Ade Olasukami Alessandra, thank you. Thank you. Just show your love when I call your name. Thank you. Show that you are there. Abike Ade Olasukanmi Alessandra. Thank you. B Show. Thank you, my dear. Akintayo Abigail. Thank you. Oyinlomo on point. Thank you. Princess Toluwalashe Omo Oga Ogo. Thank you. Kelly O Daibo. Thank you. Larry OG Paul. Cheers. Ellen Blessing. Thank you. Kelly Daibo. Thank you. Princess. Thank you. IJ Peter. Thank you. Lois Onyema. Thank you. OK Machiavelli. Thank you. TK Sadiq. Thank you. Adako Onyema, call you already. Adewumi Modisola Iyabo Raji. Thank you. Thank you. Osanyode Erahon. Thank you. Larry. Thank you. Jero Lucio. I love you as well. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Osanyode Erahon. Thank you. I almost called my name like Tokunbo Olagbaye. Almost called my name. You know. Yinka Makosko, my darling brother, love you. And congratulations on the birth of your new baby girl that just arrived lately that I just realized through Eniola Akande yesterday. Thank you. And I've sent your invitation card to me as well. And I'll be expecting you as well. Thank you guys. Thank you. I cannot love you guys less. I don't know who else I should call here now. But I know God knows my heart that I love you guys dearly and I appreciate you on my line here. I cannot do but to say I recognize all of you. Wonderful people. Dapsy Andrew, thank you. Thank you, Dapsy Andrew. Fatai Abidemi, thank you. Ajalatai Wademola, thank you. Osanyode, thank you. Yinka Makosko, thank you. Abimbola Sholebo, thank you. Odukoya Lajimoke, thank you. Fatai Abidemi, thank you. Olufunmilayo Odunjo Onoyemi, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Because you know one alone cannot do this kind of thing. It needs a lot of people behind me to push me going, to give me the assistance. Even my husband reminds me that when are you going on your platform to talk to people, he always remind me wherever he is, anywhere in the world. He will alert me, it's 2 o'clock, where are you? Those are the kind of people you need in your life. Effort, pushing you, assisting you. Wherever he is in the world, he knows 2 o'clock in the UK, I have to be with you guys on Saturday on this platform. So I want to say thank you to all of you. And to my baby that is my engineer, moving it from Facebook to YouTube, to my 18-year-old. I love you. I cannot love you less, my baby. Thank you as well. Thank you, everybody. Jay Darling, thank you. Olababo Idowu, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. Abiola Adeniran II, thank you. Thank you to all of you. Until next time when I will be available to meet with you guys, I am going to go into the busy world now. From now henceforth, I'll be very busy. But I'm available in the office, and if I'm not in the office, I may be in court during the week. After this weekend, I am not going to be available next Saturday. But I'll be continue to be available other time. I don't think I'll be available on Friday because I have things to do as well. So I want to say thank you to all of you. I cannot love you guys less. Be good and continue to be your best. Oladele Onikoyi Deborah Oluwatoyin, thank you, madam, for joining us all the way from Nigeria. Thank you. TK Sadiq, bless you always. Thank you as well. Thank you. Thanks to all of you on my platform. I recognize you. What I said is that you are on the same level of thinking with me. Because this platform is basically mainly for those who have the IQ of thinking, IQ to enlighten people. High level of dishing out information, sharing without being so selfish and holding it on. That's what this platform is for. So you're on the same level of my thinking. It doesn't have to be a lawyer, but it basically shows that you are highly educated. So you know what we are doing. You exactly approve it. You support it. God bless you. Adaku Lois Onyema. Blessed weekend to all of you. Take care, guys. I cannot love you less. I got to go now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.